Fox News alert, the Iranians have 48 hours to get it together, or it's bridge and power plant day. Trump's not being unreasonable. Without a deal Wednesday in prime time, he says lots of bombs start going off. These Iranians are squirrely. On Friday, they said the Strait was open, and Saturday they shot up 2 Indian ships. Here's one of the captains begging for mercy. Listen.
Navy, you get me clearance. You get me clearance to go. Sepa Navy. This is Motoranga Sanmar Herald. You get me clearance to go. My name second on your list. You get me clearance to go. You are fighting now. Let me turn back.
The president says Iran violated the truce.
They got a little cute, as they have been doing for 47 years. Nobody ever took them on. We took them on. They have no Navy. They have no Air Force. They have no leaders. They have no nothing. Actually, their leaders are, it is regime change. You call that enforced regime change. But we're talking to them. They wanted to close up the Strait again, you know, as they've been doing for years. And they can't blackmail us.
The Iranians even tested the U.S. Navy. We confronted a blockade runner in the Arabian Sea. After a warning shot, we fired on it.
Motor vessel Touska, vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room. We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
Okay, we gave the flare.
They still didn't listen. So our guided missile destroyer, the USS Bronx, blew a hole in her engine room, stopped her cold. Marines choppered in, rappelled onto the deck, and took her over. The president says we have full custody and are seeing what's on board. It's an Iranian cargo ship called the Touska, almost 1,000 feet long and weighs as much as an aircraft carrier. And it's been under U.S. and European sanctions. It was up to no good. The Touska was traveling from China. The Washington Post says it was loaded with dual-use chemicals used to manufacture ballistic missiles. Beijing just got caught doing us dirty, and Trump will make them pay. The U.S. Navy's already turned around 27 ships. We only had to light up 1 runner.
United States warship 115. You are entering the area of a military blockade. This blockade of Iranian ports will be enforced and applies to all vessels regardless of flag. Any vessel that further intends to enter or exit an Iranian port will be subject to the right of visit and search in accordance with international law. If you attempt to run the blockade, we will compel compliance with force. Over.
The president says he's maintaining the blockade until the mullahs sign the deal. Guided missile destroyers have Iran in a chokehold. Carrying a fleet of Seahawk helicopters is the USS Pinckney, named after a highly decorated black World War II naval officer. The USS Rushmore, a dock landing ship, is also on blockade duty. Sailors on board have been testing out some new toys. Our Apaches are also flying fast and low over Hormuz, on patrol and ready for action. The Navy deploying mine-hunting robots, basically sea drones that scan the bottom of the strait. Unmanned submarines, knife and kingfish drones conducting surveillance deep underwater. Once they locate a mine, they fall back, and a second wave of sea robots come in and blow them up. U.S. company Sail Drone is putting the finishing touches on a James Bond-style submarine hunter. Look at that. It's 170 feet. Next generation tech. Once these things get going, the coast should be clear. And get this. The Pentagon is debuting a whole new technology, lasers. We've been conducting live fire tests aboard the USS Bush. They've been knocking down anything that flies. And the Bush will be in theater at any moment. By Wednesday night, we could see the return of major combat operations. The president says an extension of a ceasefire is very unlikely. The major sticking point is nukes.
970 pounds of 60% highly enriched uranium. What can you do with that?
So that is enough material for, if you enrich it just a little bit more, for 10 to 11 nuclear bombs.
The New York Times reports that American airstrikes, quote, crippled the Iranian nuclear program, and attacks have left their nuclear facilities in ruins, quote unquote, and their uranium remains buried deep under mountains of rubble. But after imploding their nuke sites, we caught the Iranians rushing to fortify Pickaxe Mountain. in tunnels 2,000 feet deeper than Fordo, impervious to bunker busters. That piece of intelligence is what convinced President Trump that the regime wasn't abandoning their nuclear program, so he launched Operation Epic Fury. The president knows that strikes won't be enough. That means the U.S. military is going to have to either go in under enemy fire and go deep and deal with the uranium, or we do a deal and go down deep with the enemy and deal with it. This is tough stuff. Here's Central Command's former deputy commander. Listen.
It's